First things we're going to talk about is Jadeveon Clowney. The question is, will he be coming to the Browns? Some national talk about Clowney centers around the fact that he's extremely talented when he is healthy. But one, is he completely healthy? He's coming off another injury and some surgery. And number two is, what can he really expect that his price tag will be for this upcoming season?
Clowney's got to be healthy. That's the lure has got to be. You're watching film of Clowney saying, my God. But then you got to accept the fact that he's going to go stretches of the season and not be at 100%.
Exactly. I think that's exactly the problem. I think it's another case here, too, where a guy walks into a building and he realizes the market's not anything what he was expecting it to be. And it's even though I'm Jadeveon Clowney, I would got to think he's about a little realistic about, hey, I do have a really big-time injury history. Even in Seattle 2 years ago where he did a lot of good things, man, I mean, it still was a lot of weeks of being banged up, hurt, not being able to play that year, right? I mean, there was really only a handful of really special games or moments altogether. So with what we've seen, the lack of money given to talented in their prime type of players who have no injury right now in the NFL, again, I think that's one of those where it pops out where he's probably like, what? That's all you're going to offer me? Hold on a second here. He would be awesome coming off the edge, opposite of Myles Garrett. Again, hey, there's another team running the Seattle scheme. They're not interested in Richard Sherman either, Joe Woods and all that. He came from the 49ers. But, Clowney, again, is like you said, when healthy, is a difference maker coming off the edge. He's special that way. But I just can't imagine anybody giving him big money in a year like this.
All right, so let's welcome in Mary Kay Cabot. Let's talk a little bit more about Jadeveon Clowney. Mary Kay, Brown's obviously interested. Do you think it is the price that they're trying to figure out with Jadeveon Clowney?
Well, I think it's two things. I think it's the price, and then I also do think it's the health. They have to be reasonably sure that he's going to make it through the season and be able to contribute throughout the year. As those guys mentioned in the clip that you just played, he has an injury history. Last year, he missed the last 8 games of the season with a torn meniscus. He had surgery on it. The offseason before that, he underwent core muscle surgery. He has also had microfracture surgery in his knee. So these are all things that have to be taken into account. He's now 28 years old, and there is some wear and tear on the body. If they think he's healthy, then I think that they would like to go ahead and sign him. But maybe it could be the kind of a contract where it's incentive laden so that the club is protected in the event of injury.
As it drags further and further on, the reports that he visited the club, they had a good meeting, and then, he left without signing. As it gets further and further away from that visit, is it necessarily good news, bad news for the Browns, or just no news is no news?
You know what? I think they're in sort of wait and see mode. And I think last year, if you looked at what Jadeveon Clowney did, it was sort of similar. He just kind of strung it out for a very long time, trying to find the right situation for himself. So that could be part of it as well. Maybe seeing if anybody else is interested, deciding if he wants to take any other visits. Not really sure exactly what's going on right now. There's not a whole lot of information that's available about Jadeveon. It's very, very quiet, just like it was last year. So again, I think they would like to sign him. We know they're very interested, and I think that he has to think that the money is right. They have to think the health is right.
The other thing that has happened is the Titans, beat reporter who works for the Titans has come out and said he does not think he will be going back to Tennessee. He thinks he will be going somewhere other than Tennessee based on who the Titans have signed. Is Jadeveon kind of that sports car, needs a lot of maintenance, but if you get everything tuned up just right, when you get it on the field, boy, it looks pretty and does everything you want it to do.
Yeah, you know what? He's still an elite player. He was the #1 overall pick in 2014, and he's graded out very, very highly, especially against the run. He's been in the 95th percentile against the run throughout his whole career. I think where people expect him to make more of an impact is in terms of sacks and the pass rush and things like that. That hasn't been happening for him over the last couple of years. I think he's got a total of maybe 3 sacks in the last couple of years. But he does so many other things. He's disruptive. He brings pressure. He does a lot of things. He comes off the edge very, very fast. And again, he sets the edge and stops the run. So I think he would be a good complement to Miles. And not only that, I think he would be a good complement to Takk McKinley, who really is really great at rushing the passer and getting that kind of pressure. So it would be sort of 2 different kind of guys rotating in over there.